This might be the most elegant vanilla perfume I've ever smelled. It is everything I was hoping it would be. Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Junoon, and today's video I want to talk about Junoon Noir by Haramain. This perfume has been on my wish list for a very long time, and for some reason I've put it in my head like it's really special, and I was right and I really want to talk about it. So grab yourself a drink or a snack, I've got a coffee, and let's talk about perfume. If you are new here, my content ranges from beauty and perfume to lifestyle and motherhood. I like to talk about whatever's on my mind that day. So if that interests you, stick around, like, comment, subscribe. So starting off, this is the nice, classy, simple packaging and the beautiful bottle. Junoon Noir has been on my wish list for a long time, and I don't know why, but there's just something about the note breakdown, what it was compared to, and the bottle, and who I've seen talk about it, where I just really put it in my head like it was just the most gorgeous scent ever. It's gonna be the most gorgeous scent ever. And some that it has been compared to, it is supposed to be a dupe of Dama Bianca by Zerja, I think part of the Casmerati line. It's supposed to be similar. The second most similar it was compared to was actually Sol de Janeiro 40, their body mist, and that's actually one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Affordable for a body spray, it lasts really well, and it's a beautiful plummy vanilla woody scent, very similar to Seven Virtues Vanilla Woods but with plum instead of pear. Jean Paul Gaultier, those are more realistic than Jean Paul Gaultier Label, because that is to me a little bit going to designer. Sol de Janeiro 40, one of my favorites, I love it. So I knew I was gonna like this, and I was hoping it wasn't going to be too similar to that, and I can thankfully say it is not similar in my mind even remotely. I get what they're saying in the dry down, and I'll speak more on that, but they are not redundant at all, which I really appreciate. To me, it gives very vintage inspired. I love the bottle actually, and the black and gold is very classy to me. I will say though, the top is a little flimsy and cheap feeling, and to add, I will say that the sprayer itself is not great. I think that it was either bent in shipping or something like that, and I also read a review of someone saying something similar. Maybe it's from the loose cap, that it's a little squirty. It does have a good amount that comes out. It's not super squirty. It even happened to one of my Guerlains. After time, like Shalimar, it sprayed well at first, but then now it kind of squirts out at me, and that's a more expensive perfume. So I'm not faulting this, it can happen, but I'm just wanting to note that I'm not the only one that had a difficult experience with the sprayer, but it's not too bad. I am wearing it today. See, it's not too bad. It's just a little squirty, more than the average perfume. So this opens up with kumquat and lime, and I have never smelled kumquat before, and I'll touch on the lime first. It is a citrus, but it more leans to if you were to smell bergamot essential oil. Not how bergamot really comes across in perfumes to me, but bergamot essential oil. It's slightly like that, but the kumquat to me comes across, because if you look at the photo of a kumquat, the flesh almost looks as if papaya would, or a melon, or some sort of not super sweet fruit. That is how that comes across. Now initially I did get an ever so slight hair product-y smell from this fragrance, but fortunately that does blend really well into the dry down and dies down relatively quickly. There is a lot of powderiness, which I personally love, but if you don't like powdery scents, you might not like this. There is also accords of iris, notes of violet, and orris butter, and I absolutely love purple florals, so to me that is just a beautiful combination. And in the base there is vanilla, musk, sandalwood, and I think cedarwood as well, but the vanilla, musk, and sandalwood in the base comes across for me. Musky, as there is just a little bit of cleanness, like I said, with that hair product-esque edge to it. It's not super so, because the dry down is where the magic is in this, because I absolutely love this perfume. I've had it for the last few days now, and I've worn it every day. I wore it to bed the first night, yesterday all day, and then today all day. It is the definition of a classy, elegant, everyday, signature-worthy vanilla. It is everything I was hoping it would be, honestly. Fortunately for the comparisons to Sol de Janeiro 40, that has way more plum and it's a lot sweeter to me. So this is actually not a very sweet vanilla, in my opinion. But the musk and the purple florals do come across as powdery. The vanilla isn't, again, super baked goods-esque. It's not super sweet. It's almost, actually, if you were to smell vanilla vanilla essential oil or like a vanilla absolute, because it doesn't come in an essential oil form. If you were to smell the essence of vanilla in its natural form, it does not smell like we associate a lot of vanillas with in perfumes, where it's very sweet. That's more of like a sweetened vanilla product. This smells much more natural of a vanilla, and I think that's what's adding to its elegance, if you will. Now, something this did remind me of, it is in this fragrance reminds me of on Fragrantica, but it's further down on the line, and that is Gentle Fluidity Gold by MFK. I actually have a dupe by Okja called Kalon, and that is very juniper nutmeg heavy for me. I didn't love Okja's version personally too much in the beginning. Now that it has aged, it is such a beautiful vanilla in my opinion, but because it's not the original, it just needed some time to age a little bit. But now that it has, the vanillas and the nutmeg and the juniper has calmed down, and it's just much more well blended, and that vanilla has gotten richer. So I really have come to love that fragrance, and that to me, I would describe it as a very classy, elegant vanilla. Now picture that if you are familiar with it, but without the juniper and the nutmeg. So that dry down, that like musky, powdery vanilla with a little bit of wood, that's powdery, is how this is coming across. But then with that added kind of brightness from the kumquat. Also, something that Gentle Fluidity Gold reminds me of when I first tried it in the dry down is American Cream by Lush. That was a signature scent of mine a few years back for a while when I only had maybe like five fragrances at the time. And that American Cream was like my go-to every day, and I really loved it. It has notes of like strawberry and milk, but in the dry down, it reminded me of Gentle Fluidity Gold. And now the dry down of Junoon Noir is reminding me of American Cream more so than Gentle Fluidity Gold actually is. So if you're just familiar with those, that's kind of that somewhat fluffy, powdery, musky, sandalwoody vanilla. The sandalwood is not strong at all in this. It's really, really well blended. Only thing I will say about this that I'm a little bit disappointed in is the longevity. I am looking forward to how this will change, because I know that if I've just had it for a few days, that, you know, Arabian or Middle Eastern fragrances are known to get better as they age, as they sit. So now that I've let some air into the bottle and I'm going to give it a few months, I'm really curious to how this will come further into spring and summer. So I'll update you on that. I'm sure it will get better in time. I've read others say that it gets better in time, because the whole Junoon line by Haramain is actually supposed to be pretty like beast mode. Like I know Junoon is, and for I think maybe even Junoon Rose. Junoon is supposed to be like an absolute powder bomb, but I love powder so much, I'm hoping to try that one. But this one was just like top on my list, and I'm so happy that it did not disappoint. The longevity thing doesn't bother me too much. I'm sure it will get better, but I do have to reapply it at this time. So yes, this is how I feel about Junoon Noir right now. I think it is a beautiful, elegant vanilla, and I do really recommend it if you are looking for something that is everyday signature scent worthy, something that has a brightness to it, a cleanness to it, a powdery edge to it. But in the end, you get a really pretty, elegant, classy vanilla that you could get away with daytime signature, nighttime, date night, any time of day, and honestly, any time of year. This is your baby. So I'm very, very happy about this. I wanted to make a dedicated video on it because I had a feeling that it would suit this category that I was looking for, was just that everyday beauty perfume you could reach, like easy reach, easy like for any scenario, and that's exactly this. So definitely check it out, sample it. I do recommend it if you are into the type of scent profile that I described. So that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you'd like to see more of this content, let me know down below. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And I just want to leave you off with a little bit of words of encouragement. The will to change has to be greater than the will to stay the same. Remember that as you go about your day when you want to see some change in your life. Anything is possible through God and through the will of your mind and heart. I believe in you, believe in yourself, and believe in your dreams. Take care. I'll see you next time.